Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? What is going on with the crew? Dr. Feelgood in the house. Good morning, sir. How have you been? Happy New Year. How was your New Year? Um, how's everything going? MP back again for another round. What's up, buddy? I saw MP's daily workout post. Hit the pre-workout too hard and just went to town for a good pump and a reorganize. Love it. Good morning, David. Welcome back. How you doing? I got your text message last night. I will respond, I promise, sir. But good to see you back. How was your New Year? How was your holiday? What have you been up to? Paul, what's up, Paul? Paul, how are you? How is that sweet, sweet, sweet new dad, first year, second year life? What is going on with baby Harper? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm here alone. Jason is preparing to be ambushed by middle schoolers today. So maybe he's listening in, maybe he's not. I don't know because Twitch is being a punk right now and I can't even see the back end, but whatever. Yeah, left my phone on my desk and realized the lift lasted 2.5 hours. Dang. All right, dude. All right, bro. 14 months strong, excelling in all milestones, loving life, and watching her pick up on so many. Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. 14 months. I would love to tell you those are the hardest months, but they are in no way, shape, or form the hardest months. Um, yeah, just another day for Jason, but after 2 weeks off. So yeah, he's been preparing for this day for 14 years. It still surprises him every time. That's basically what he said yesterday. So it's kind of funny. So I am, oh God, it's so annoying. I'm experimenting. I got a selfie stick tripod thing, or my wife did actually for our New Year's party so that we could take group selfies on a little photo thing. So I brought it to work today and I'm experimenting with it. I like the angle, like more of like the downward angle. Um, but where my phone is, it's blocking the top corners of my screens. And there's like certain buttons that I can't find or access. So it's going to take some adjusting. Maybe I'll put it a little higher or something like that. But what do you guys think? Y'all don't care. Storm the middle school beach, Jason. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're here. It's Tuesday. That extendo stick is going to raise bids by 10. Let's hope. Let's hope the audience just gets taller and taller. um Monday was good. Short-ish work day. Got my stuff done. Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, it's coming. Someone's gonna say it. Dr. Feelgood in the house. Thanks for catching it. Um, uh, sorry, that just made me remember a funny take from Tom and Ann's podcast. Is it canon? Sounds like a personal statement. There we go. Um, hey, there's the back end. What's up? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, now I'm feeling a little better. That just finally clicked through. So yeah, yesterday was good. Um, did my work, got home early. I'm liking, I'm mixed emotion. Good morning, Pulse Tim. Yeah, platypus. You know. Thank you for picking that one up too for me. That one was funny, dude. Like instantly Tom goes, I shouldn't have said that. Um, but yeah, I've been liking the going home every day. The kids and the wife are very appreciative of it. They are loving it. I'm getting a lot of especially at bedtime. Bentley's been asking me like, "Will you be here tomorrow? Like, are you coming home?" Like that kind of stuff. So um, that's good. That's good for me to hear. It really makes it easier. What it does make difficult is work. Only being able to put in a couple hours a day completely focused versus when I get home, everybody's out and about and ready for time or wants to play or whatever. So I it's hard for me to do any further work. I'm sure everyone has this problem, but for me, it was, obviously a little different when I would spend the night out here. I would get to, essentially work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Um, and get a lot more done. So it's going to be some growing pains. I think I had over the holiday break, I was obviously able to take advantage a little bit more of the time off. Clients and subcontractors and everyone was very understanding of like me wanting to be with family. Uh, we'll see how it goes moving forward. I am getting busier, and this is a busy week, so it's going to be tough. This week also starts just two other big things going on. So Bailey starts cheer for basketball tonight, so I'm gonna try to make that first game, and then my wife's parents, my in-laws, are actually moving, so they got a place. So if you don't know, those are the in-laws that I stay the night with when I do stay out here. So my my spending the night thing is somewhat getting taken away from me. Obviously, I have more people uh to hang out with if I really needed to. Fire and all listeners, yeah, trying to. Oh, you are good. Love it, David. Love a 9 plus, David. That's what we look for here. We always look for the 9 plus clubs. David is one of the original members of 9 plus Club, founding members, and most often in the 9 plus Club. But yeah, they're moving. They're actually moving. Finally, moving out near us. So that's going to be cool. They're. When I first met my wife, her parents were living in Truckee, Lake Tahoe area, in the mountains. They love it out there, but when we had kids, they moved closer and back into the city, and they've been okay with it. I think they've missed the mountain life, so they're finally getting back there, and they're moving into the mountains, like, basically right behind our house. So instead of an hour to 3-hour drive, they're gonna be like a 20 to 40-minute drive, so it's gonna be real cool. Um, and so I'm helping them move some of their stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting for them. New place. They've been in the place that they're at for 8 years. It's real small and tiny, um, and not great. Leaking roof, asbestos roof, all that, squeaky floors, ant problem, all that stuff. So they're getting a bigger spot with a actual, driveway, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. We'll be able to hang out up there if they have snow, and we can come up there. The kids are excited. The in-laws are excited. Everybody's excited. So that's like the main jam happening. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing? Um, how are the kids adjusting back to that school life? Mine all seem pretty good. I talked to them all yesterday. Bentley was most notably excited for he finally negotiated with mom to pick him up on the front side of school, versus down like the side fire lane where she normally goes, where our friends go, because all of his friends go to the front. So he was wanting to um, walk to the front with his friends and talk with them, and then have mom pick him up there. So then yesterday she did that. But she's a very prompt person, so she was the first one there. Um, and he was like, "Mom, I didn't even get a chance to talk to my friends." So now the new negotiation is she's going to go and pick up Brooklyn first, giving Bentley time to just hang out in the front of the school with his friends, um, and then pick Bentley up second, which is cool because Brooklyn wants to be picked up earlier, and her school is, phew, man, it's one of the most difficult schools, like, to get in and out of the middle school. So that was a fun little thing. He had a good day. Brooklyn had a midday, some more friend drama. I need to have a live mountain bear sighting. Might regret if that'd be fun. Saw a coyote this morning when I was driving into work. Win-win. Yep. Yeah, Brooklyn's having more issues with friends that weren't friends now all of a sudden becoming friends again. And I was like, "Oh, that's a good thing. Like, you should try to do that too." And she's like, "No, I would never become friends with that girl again." And it's like, "All right, girl." Sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and let them figure it out, right? That's kind of the game. BFF for the day. Then again, yeah, like an on and off, on it, on and off again relationship. It reminds me of my sister growing up. She was very much that way. Um, which is you know, it's hard for me. Like, so I know what I'm getting myself into with Brooklyn because I kind of like lived it already with my sister, but I also have like a pretty tumultuous relationship with my sister, so doesn't it doesn't bring me joy to know that my daughter takes after my sister or has those qualities. So it's something I struggle with. And then Bailey had a great day. Um, Bailey had a good day at school, and then she stayed after to watch the water polo games um, with her friends, which I know she loves doing. And then she came in like super late. I was already in bed, and she talked to me and told me all about the water polo games. So that was fun. Yeah, I the last 2, 3 nights I've been, poking into the girls' rooms and Bentley's room and just having, a couple minutes with them. Shout out Ryan Turner for the, 3 minutes at the end of the day. I've really been enjoying that. Trying to speak a little bit more, let them speak a little bit more, find questions to, kind of spark something in them so that they'll just go off and start talking to me. Yeah, so that's been fun. Do that with your kids if you don't already. Basically, the lesson here. Um, what else? Oh, let's get into the reading. Okay, where's my book, guys? 15 minutes into the show, we'll tell you what the show is about. Right? The show is about me coming on here and just talking to the camera for 15 minutes while y'all listen and chat. That's what the show's about. It's really what it is. I have no idea, guys. I still I still haven't gotten any DMs about anyone who wants to come up. I'm just kidding. The Daily Dad is an amazing book, right? If you've read it, we love it. We like it. We've been reading it for over a year for sure. This will be our second year around. One page a day, pretty simple stuff. Uh, some can take, some are deep, some really cut you like into your core, and others are, maybe not not in your realm. Like they don't make sense. They don't clock for you at all. This one I think for me, it's a little in that second range there. Like I understand it, but my my goals in life or my shooting for the stars or my aspirations or whatever are not to be anything, amazing, heroic, whatever you want to call it. Um, so I like the idea of hanging pictures up on the walls, having photos of your kids on your desk, which I'm realizing I don't. They are the background in my phone, so every time I open my phone, I see them. And basically, aspiring to do what you know is right or what you would want your kids to see you doing. Like this week, I think we've talked a couple of times about how they're always watching you. They're looking up to you. They're paying attention to what you're doing, even if it doesn't seem like they're paying attention. I think their capacity for um taking in multiple forms of information, like they may be on their phone or they may be talking to their friends or playing a game, but they are kind of seeing and hearing that background noise that is you, whether you're, on a work call and, talking good or bad to, an employee or a client or something like that. They're overhearing that. They may not be like, directly, but they are. Um, so keep that in mind, know that, keep them in your mind at all times, even when they're not around, very much speak and act in a manner that you would want them to see and soak in and model and take after. And that's, how you're going to properly do your best to raise them and give them like the right guidance and foot, like to be their ancestor instead of their ghost, to play off of yesterday's. We love how we run the book back the past 2 years. We love it. It's all morning monologue. Yep. Yeah. So the book is, like I said, it's one page a day. So essentially, you could read it in 1 year and be done with it. You could speed read through the whole thing, and it tracks pretty well. But it's meant to be read over and over again. I think Ryan had some line in here, and I posted it the other day. I think it was in this Daily Dad Journal. Um, but it's basically it was basically, to paraphrase, it was something like, you know, you could read it all in 1 year, you can journal about it in 1 year, and you could stop right there. But the thing is, the next year you pick up the book, you're a different person, your kids are different people, the world's a different place. And that's the value of the book. Like, going forward, 5, 10 years, especially with the new little companion journal. Like, I do like the idea of having, like the way it's laid out is like, this is year one and this is year two, three, four, five. So it's like a 5 year journal. So I like the idea of, when I'm in year three, being able to read my response, my writing of year one and two. um, that is a very cool feature. Whereas the Stoic journal that I have, I just have six of these, and they have the year on the end. So if I wanted to read my past, I'd have to go grab the other book, which I thought about today, because today's prompt in the Stoic journal was something along the lines of like, do you know who you are? Like, what's your purpose? Like that kind of thing. And to me, it's been something that I struggle with a little bit, only in that, the purpose that I've come up with is nothing, like I think I was saying before, it's nothing great, or like, like, I'm not here, in my opinion, I'm not here to make a difference. I'm just here to just live a good life, live a fun life, a happy life. Like, my big enjoyment is laughter and fun. So, finding the fun in everything, bringing a little bit more smile and joy to situations, looking at the brighter side of things. And it's not something like the bigger, like helping the world or helping, make a difference or anything like that. It's more of a small bubble. And so when I read questions like, what's your purpose? It feels it feels like it's asking me to write something bigger. And I just want to be small. I'm fine being small. So it's like I don't know what you call it, inner turmoil. I'm thinking about gifting it to my daughters for their future families, and just, yeah. I mean, like, I think Paul is a pretty good example. He was in here with us, I want to say, the whole time he was like, he had found out he was pregnant. So like, the pre-work of this book is not even is I feel like it, and Paul could answer for himself totally, and maybe we'll find some time for him to come up here. But I feel like if someone had given me this book pre having a child, like being able to kind of read these lessons, like I think we talked a while back, and I've meaning to check up on him. But with Corso coming in here and giving him the book, he's like, look, I'm not a dad. He's like, I told him, I'm like, this is a relationship book. Like, yes, it's focus, and the wording and everything is family, parents, kids, mom, dad, that kind of stuff. But this is just a relationship book. This is a how to be a in a relationship with someone. This is a marriage book. This is a employer employee book. This is a friend book. I like the idea of people getting this before they are on their parenting journey. Um, People getting this even if they're not on a parenting journey. I don't get commission for this book, by the way. I just really like it. I do like the progression writing options reflecting your growth or just what you're thinking. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited to see year two, year three. Um, that I feel like that's a cool idea. I've always felt that was a cool idea about journaling is like being able to look back, but then how often I've actually looked back is like never. Like never read a one of these daily stoic journals over again. My other journals, like my gratitude journals and stuff like that, I've kind of perused them a little bit, right? Small and yeah, and big in your moment. Yeah. Thank you. I start watching and following 4 to 5 months into pregnancy. See, awesome, awesome. I like the red helicopter book in the reflecting personally. Share with your kids, your students, your trajectory. I haven't heard of that one. Let's look it up. Red helicopter. I'm gonna put it on here real quick. I used to watch every single morning, but since Harper's birthday, I'm lucky if I get 2 days in a row now. I know, and it's totally fine. There is replay available somewhere. I think YouTube, maybe. I don't know. I don't do the back end. Yeah, Ryan and Blaze are all pillars of my early founding. Nice. Nice. Ryan and Blaze. Those guys. How cool. I get a fist bump. I guess yeah, fist bump commission. Nope, exactly. Yeah, Tim, this is the new Daily Dad Journal that they just announced. It's leather bound. It's got the silver pages, and then it's 5 years. So each page is just one question for April 10th, and it follows the reading in the Daily Dad book, and then you have the space for 5 different years that you could fill in. So yeah, pretty cool. I like it. The one thing I don't like about it is the pages are a little see-through, so be careful what pen you use. But other than that, and the general size of it, like I think I had said that before, like the size difference between the two books, like they don't pair together nicely. Um, Whereas the Daily Stoic journals, they pair together well, and there's actually like a cool box set that you can buy that I've gifted to people. Um, which I like. I would love to gift these two together. Amazon, I'm sure you could find it on Amazon. I bought it straight from Ryan Holiday's the Daily Stoic store or Daily Dad store or Painted Porch, one of those things. But I'm sure you could find it on Amazon by now. They do everything on Amazon. Redhelicopter.com. Okay, there you go. And you guys were a terrific trio. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I saw you wrote the word you. Thank you. I appreciate it. We were a good trio. I miss those bozos. I keep trying to get them on here. We had Blaze the other day, which was cool. It was the day I didn't show up. Oh, that's the worst. Bleed through paper. Yeah, I mean, I use the simple like Bic pen anyways, so it's okay for me now. But just yeah, just know that if you're like a what's that called, like a ballpoint ink pen person, you're gonna want to switch up your thing. Yeah, the journal's dope. I've been waiting for the journal. I knew it was gonna come. I didn't know why it took a year. Like, why not write them together? But give the book a year to see if it has legs, and then throw the journal out. Transparency pages with sunshine. Yeah, it was the first thing I noticed. I was like, dang it! Like, we're literally writing in this thing every day for 5 years, and you can see through the pages. It bugged me like almost to the point where I was like, dang it. And because it's 5 years, it's more expensive, and because it's leather bound, actually, I guess is the real thing. But it's cool. It has a nice little like intro story in the front, and then the back it has some space for milestones. So like if you're in like Paul's state where your kid is running through milestones. I mean, kids are in milestones all the time. And then there's another thing at the back where this is really cool, but it says, if your kids ever read this, what do you want them to know? And there's like a full page of lines. So your office smells like rich mahogany and many leather. There's just one leather bound. Um, there is a mixture of floors in this office. There is mahogany, but like every type of floor you can imagine it is on this floor. I think you guys have seen some of the images of what this floor looks like, but it's very much like a showroom. So in this, let's call this 20 by 15 room or 30 by 15 room, there's like essentially three different patterned floors, and then there's a duplicate of that down in the lower office. But yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it smells of flooring, but sure. Old factor rules. Yeah, there you go. Profit bringing it into smells. That's a Ryan Turner must too. Ryan, that's one of his questions that he likes to ask his kid, which I haven't done that, but maybe I'll do that today. What new smell fascinated you today, or what smell did you enjoy today at school? I feel like it's going to be a lunch thing, like this today's lunch was taco meat, and the taco meat smelled whatever. But yeah. All right, guys, that was great. That was a great little spiel. I didn't even get to the reading. Just realized that. I didn't get to the reading at all. No, I did. I did. I talked about hanging your guys. It's Ryan. It's Ryan Turner. Guys, a moment of silence for Mr. Turner. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? I did try. I did try. It was a mid for me. So it was like hang your kids' pictures on the walls, like think about them when you act, when you react, when you're out there in the world. Remember that they're always watching you. Yeah, I remember that whole spiel. Man, I talked a lot in 30 minutes. Guys, do I talk too fast? I know none of you would say that. Um, Good morning, Ryan. How are you, bud? We need to get this Turner guy back on screen so we can talk about how his kids are doing in school. Um, Emerson Hart, dudes, look up Emerson Hart Holloway on YouTube, plus the Helicopter book. So those two things. Amazing song about pics on your wall. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to do that on my phone then, because this computer does not have sound. Or every time I've connected it to my AirPods, it hasn't worked. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for popping by and saying hello, Ryan. Feel free to jump on up anytime you want, except right now, because I'm gonna close the show. So don't do it. And that is not a dare. Just don't do it. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Wednesday. Oh, I'm getting deposed tomorrow. Fuck that, dude. Tomorrow's gonna suck, but I'll be here in the morning. And yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with me and chatting me up. And let's see if I can find the back end on this. And have a great day. Read. I almost said read more comics. That's someone else's tagline. Read more books. Appreciate y'all. Bye. I can't hear the music. There it is.